Hey there everyone, it's Kathy Champion and you're back here on my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. Thanks so much for dropping by. I appreciate it. I hope that you can stay a while. We're going to do a little crafting. But before we get started, I want to let everyone know that I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm located here in the United States in the state of North Carolina. And I'd just like to introduce myself because if we have new people, I want them to know who I am and what I'm about. I also want to let you know that if you shop in my online store and use this host code, any order, any amount up to $150. If you spend $150, I want you to receive the Stampin' Rewards, so do not use the host code. You will get the rewards for that because at $150 you earn rewards. Up to that you don't. But if you use the host code for those orders that don't reach that amount, it allows me to use those Stampin' Rewards and be able to give better gifts to all my customers, and that's exactly what I use it for. So with all that being said, I have one more quick announcement. Our In Color starter kit goes through May 3rd through May the 31st. Now if you are just absolutely in love with Stampin' Up!, but maybe you've seen a lot of things that you would like to have, but it's a little bit too pricey for you right now, maybe it doesn't fit in your budget, becoming a demonstrator is the best way to get those things that you want. You are under no obligation. You can snatch the kit and not look back. You can you know, grab your kit, get your free product, and why I'm really encouraging people to do that now is because of all the free product you get. I don't earn that much off of you getting a starter kit at all, but it does allow me the opportunity to introduce you to the wonderful things of Stampin' Up! So this starter kit that they're offering is $66.50 worth of product on top of the $125 that you're going to receive, and you'll get all of this for $99, free shipping. So the only thing that you will pay over the $99 is whatever your state tax is. So like for us, we have a 6.75, so I would pay that on the $99. All of the other stuff is totally included in, so it's not like you're paying tax on the value. You're paying tax on what the Stampin' Up! Is going to bill you for. And the you'll get a set of 5 stamp pads that's worth $36, and that's all these right here, the In Colors. And you'll also get a grid mat, a grid pad like this, and this is all of the In Colors, and it's a pad. You can tear these pages off. You can write on this. It's just a beautiful piece of, and you can purchase these. They are, they're purchasable. They are $9, so you'll get one of those. You'll get a pack of assorted cardstock, and there'll be 4 sheets of each of our new In Colors, of each one of our colors. So it'd be 20 sheets of cardstock, 4 of each of our 5 colors, and you'll get a pack of the DSP designer paper, which looks like this. So it's a 6x6 paper pack, and it has all of our beautiful new colors in it. That's the Starry Sky, the Parakeet Party, the Orchid Oasis, the Tahitian Tide, and then of course that beautiful Sweet Sorbet. So with all that being said, this is a perfect time, and if you're not sure how to sign up or you have questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. That's what I'm here for, to help you with anything and questions that you need to know. You can reach out to me via email. I'll get right back with you and answer all of your questions to the best of my ability. Alright, we're going to work with a few products. The first thing that I'm going to bring in today is the Sweet Songbird bundle. It bundles with a punch and this cute little songbird. These are so stinking cute, and I had made one earlier. Let's see if I have it stuck over here. I do. Haha, come on. Come on, little songbird. This is one that I played with earlier. We're going to revisit this and we're going to remake it. But look how stinking cute he is, and I want his wing going up more up that way, I think. I think it'd be cuter that way. So we're going to play around with that and decide how we want to do it. But it comes with that beautiful limb. We're gonna stamp that out, and we're going to put some leaves on it, and we're going to do this one in that Tahitian Tide. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my stamp pad, which is that Tahitian Tide is such a beautiful color. Isn't that gorgeous? And like I said, we have the punch, and this punches your little bird, both of your wings, and your, well, I shouldn't say both wings, the little belly part of your bird, the beak, and the wing that will come up off of your bird. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm trying to decide, do I want to stamp my bird, or do I want to just punch him out of cardstock? Let me grab some Tahitian Tide. And we got a little piece here. Let's go ahead and do our bird first. I'm just going to go ahead and do all of him, and then we're going to come back with some little pieces and get some different colors. So I'm going to punch him out like that, and then I want a piece of white. So I'm going to grab a scrap of white because I want his belly. And you're going to get a lot of little debris pieces out of here too that you're not going to need. So we don't need that piece. We do want that one and this one. I want this for his little belly. I don't think we'll need that one, and we're not going to need the beak. We don't want the beak blue. And I think for this, I do want to have the wing. I'm going to use both pieces for my little wing. I'm going to get those other little scraps out of my way. And I want a little piece of either yellow or orange, and I think I'm going to go in between, and I'm going to use crushed curry. And I'm just going to stick this in just enough to get that little beak, and that's all we need for that. So now we can go ahead and start building our bird. But before we get started on our bird, I'm going to lay all of my pieces right over here and put my pad there. I got a piece of white cardstock, so we're going to do our card base on a piece of our regular basic white, and I have a mat that is cut 1/4 inch smaller. So this is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So, and we're going to use it as a landscape like that. This piece is 4 by 5 1/4, and that's going to go right there. But I want to do something just to give it a little bit of an and what that something is we're going to emboss. We are going to emboss. I'm going to bring over my embossing machine, and I thought, since this is a sweet songbird, how cute would it be to use this folder. Now let me clarify something really quick. I am casing this card from Susan Campfield, and I saw her card, and I really didn't watch the video. I just saw it, and I was like, oh, I can do that. And I didn't even carry forth, but I did want to mention that she did inspire me. And is this a 3D folder? It feels like it. I didn't put 3D on it, and I usually do. Let's try it like this and see if it will go through. I like to give people credit when I see their videos, and I like their design. Now, I don't know whether this is her own design or whether this is something that she saw and did what I did, cased it. So I don't know, because I didn't listen to the video far enough to see. I just saw the elements and thought, I can do this. I think I'm going to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and crank that through. And it was a HD embossing folder. I need to remember to go back and put HD on that. But look at all those beautiful musical notes now on that paper. Can you see that dimension? So pretty. So we've got that done. Let's go ahead. We will be die cutting in a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring my cutting plates back over. And I'm gonna set this back over here for a moment. Just kind of get it out of our way while I work on putting everything together. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to cut out this largest circle. And this is from the Stylish Shape Dies. We finally have stitch shapes again, and I could not be happier. Love, love, love these stitch shapes. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this out of a piece of white cardstock because we want to keep everything kind of in the same color family. We're also going to use some of this paper, and here's our piece of Tahitian Tide that we're going to use. So that's going to be a little accent color on there that I think would be very pretty. And we are going to put this piece down on here like that. I think I'll go ahead and use some Stampin' Seal. And we'll just go ahead and run a little Stampin' Seal along. Just about like that. Let's see how my notes are going. I don't think with this it matters because it looks like it's two lines of notes both going the same direction. So I'm just, and I don't read music, so I may be all wrong with that. But I'm going to lay that down like that. I'm sure anybody that reads music can probably correct me on that. But anyway, that is down. And now we're going to do some stamping on our circle once we get that cut. So I'm just going to run that through the die machine from over here. I don't think y'all need to watch me cut a circle out. It's very elementary. So here is our stitched circle. Isn't that pretty? And I love these because they're double stitched. So if you wanted to cut a circle out of your actual cardstock, you're going to have a stitched circle around it. Or if you want just the circle, you're going to have that as well. Because sometimes I have to use my... Oh, there it goes. Just when I think it's not going to come up, it does. Okay. So let's put this over because we are going to need that for one more thing in just a moment. I'm going to drop my die back in here. And now here is where we're going to do some stamping. And I think this is going to be so cute because we're going to stamp that tree limb across here. So I'm going to grab a piece of my scrap paper. I just tore it up and have a nice clean piece there. So I'm going to keep that clean for a little bit. And I'm going to grab this limb. And I just want it to go across here. Something like that. I'm leaving myself enough of room to put some leaves off of the edge of that. But I'm gonna stamp this in Early Espresso. So let's grab our Early Espresso ink, and I'm going to grab a long stamp block. And if you're wondering the size on this one, if you have a catalog, this is the H block. So I'm just going to ink this up. Let's stamp over here to make sure we're going to get a good image. Looks beautiful. And then we're going to stamp this right about here. Like so. And y'all know that I'm a stickler for cleaning my stamps, so bear with me. I'm just going to do a quick wipe. just enough to clean that ink off. And now I want to grab the little leaves. We have, the leaves are so easy to do because they're all one piece, so you can pretty much butt them up right there onto the edge of the limb and stamp those down. So for that, I'm just going to grab a smaller stamp block, and I'm going to grab a, what shade of green do I want to use? I'm thinking I'm going to use a greeny apple green. I want to keep everything bright and sunny, so that's why I'm choosing some I guess more vibrant colors. And I love the greeny apple green. It's such a pretty spring green, and I'm going to bring that right in the center. And stamp. Very pretty. Now I can go ahead and close up my two inks. Oh, there we go. Tried to do it without getting my thumb in the ink, and I think I did. Alright, so now we need to bring over our little bird. Let's go ahead and build our bird. And what I want to do is I want to stamp his little feet on that limb. So we have a couple of different sets of feet. And I think I want these right here. And I'm going to see where I'm going to put him first before I actually stamp my feet. I'm going to leave those there. And what I want to do is I want to do my little wing. And I think I'm just going to glue that together with a glue dot. So on this piece right here, I'm going to just pick up a glue dot on the back of that blue piece, and then I'm going to lay it down kind of at off an angle just a bit, like that. And then we're going to do that whole little wing right about there. But we need to do his little belly. And we're going to put some glue down for that. So his little belly is going to be right there. So I'm just going to take, let's see if I got my fine tip bottle, and I do. I'm going to use it because I don't need a whole lot of glue on this piece. It's very small. Let me zoom y'all in just a little bit. That'd be a little bit better so you can see. And then I'm just going to place that right about there. And then I want to decide where I want that little wing. And I think I want it about like that. So I'm going to put glue on the back side of that. And glue that down right there. Now we're going to stamp his little eyes. And I think I want these, you get two sets of eyes. You get the little sleepy eyes like that, and you get the little dot eyes. And I think I want these eyes. Yeah. So I'm gonna grab the tiniest little stamp block and pick those up, and I want to put his eyes right about there. So I'm going to do his eyes in black. So I grabbed my Momento Tuxedo black. Let's put the ink pad up there so I don't put my hand in it or my arm. And I'm going to put his eyes right about here. Isn't that cute? And then what we need to do is his little beak needs to go in. And look, when you put his beak on him, he just absolutely comes to life. So I'm going to put just a tiny bit of glue right there, and then I am going to sit this down into the glue. And there is our little bird. So now we need to decide where we want his feet to be and what color do we want his feet. So I am thinking that maybe his feet ought to be black. Do I want the other feet instead of these? I'm thinking the other feet might work better. Let's see. Nope, I think we need the other feet. Those feet look like they're going in the wrong direction. These feet look like they're in the right area. We're going to put those right about there. So I am going to stamp that off. Lay that right there for this moment. I'm going to pick those up, and I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp them in the black. And I'm going to stamp like he's standing right on that limb. Not bad. Then we can put his little body right here. And I want one more thing. I want to do the little musical notes because I want it to look like he's singing. So we have the little musical notes, and they're so cute. So we're going to pick those up on that little block, and we're going to stamp those right about here. Now we got a whole lot going on that little piece. Now I need some Stampin' Dimensionals because I want to pop our little birdie up. So I'm going to put about 3 dimensionals on his body. And we're going to go just like that. Isn't that cute? Love the way that's turning out. Alright, now all we need to do is bring our, I'm going to lay all my stamps over here. Don't want to lose those little tiny pieces for sure. So let's move this out of our way. I'm just going to lay all my little pieces in here, and I'll clean all that once my video is done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring over our card. And there's our piece right there. I'll close my glue up so I don't get a clump. And what I want to do across the middle here is I want to cut a piece of white. And we're going to run a piece of white all the way from the end to the end right here. And I think I want that piece to be about 1 inch, and we're going to do about 3/4 of an inch. Maybe we'll do 1 1/4 inches. Let's see. Let's find a piece of white. And let's cut 1 1/4 inches. And we know that that's 5.5, so I'm going to cut this off at 5.5. That way it will run the full length of the card. And I'm going to do a 1 inch piece of this. So I'm going to cut this off in this orientation, and I'm just going to cut 1 inch. And it also needs to be 5.5. And this is what I would call a very clean cut card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and adhere. Actually, I need that just about 1/8 of an inch less than that, or maybe 1/4 of an inch. Let's go 1/4 of an inch. So this piece should have been 5 1/4 instead of 5 1/2. So I'm going to use liquid glue on this because I want to have a little wiggle room. So I'm going to put my glue on this piece right here. And I'm going to try to go lightly. I don't need a whole lot of glue, but I did want my wiggle room so that I can get this evenly spaced. Just like that. And now we're going to run this across here, just like that. And again, I'm going to use some liquid glue. And I'm just eyeball centering it. It doesn't have to be, you know, perfect. These are homemade cards. Homemade cards are very seldom perfect. And now we're ready to put this right about here. Make sure our limb is nice and even where we want it. So maybe like that. And then I'm going to cut a small piece using the the stylish shape dies, the one that we did the circle from. I'm going to cut this piece right here. And we're going to cut that out of white as well. If you have not gotten the new magnetic plate for your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, I highly recommend it. It is the bomb diggity. So just so you'll know, this is really a nice mat. I mean, it holds your dies very, very well. I mean, you can see. And even with the cardstock under it, you have a nice, it really does hold them nice and tight to the mat. Now, sometimes you do have to manipulate that off, but it's not a big deal for me. I love having a magnetic mat again, and Stampin' Up, again, I cannot say enough about how well they stand behind their products. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut this off even. So I'm going to stamp my sentiment over here first, and let's see what we got in here. A little note of thanks, a little birdie told me. Why don't we just do welcome? I like welcome. So I'm going to do mine a little different with my sentiment. I'm just going to do the word welcome. I think that would be cute. And I'm going to put that right there. And I am going to use the ink, the Tahitian Tide. Actually, I think I need this block for it. Very cute. No glam, no glitter, just a nice little simple card. And I'm going to lay that right about here, and I'm going to decide where I want to cut that. And I'm just going to take my pencil, I'm going to make myself a mark right there. And then I'm just going to take my paper snips and I'm just going to cut that straight up like that. And then we can adhere this down to here. So let's go ahead and put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this first. I don't want to do dimensionals, or do I want to glue that straight down? What do y'all think? You know, it's not like I'm live where I can ask you like I normally do. I hope y'all will join me Wednesday. I put up my clues for our mystery stamping. They're on the Facebook group. I'm also going to put them in the under the community here on YouTube. So if you do not do if you don't do Facebook, you can go to the YouTube, go to my channel, and then go to the community tab, and you should be able, I think it's going to be the community tab. Let me check that real quick to make sure I am telling you correctly. Yes, it's going to be under community, and I will make a post there and I will show you, I'll list everything there that you're going to need to gather for your mystery stamping. It's going to be so much fun. So just gather all your supplies and come ready to do some crafting, and we're just going to craft together. I think I am going to pop this up on dimensionals. I think I really want this to kind of pop. So we're going to put maybe about 5 or 6 on here. I know I'm going to do 4 and maybe 1 in the middle. I think that'll work. And now we got to make sure we get this exactly where we want it, because we're only going to have one shot. And I think right there is perfect. And then I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on my little welcome. And then I'm going to bring this all the way out to the end. Just like that. And then I think for the inside I'm going to use a piece of the blue like that. I'll just have to grab a piece that's bigger. And I definitely have plenty of this colored cardstock because I fell in love with this color. It is so pretty, and look at that little card. Who wouldn't love to get this card? And I think with it saying welcome, we can put any type of sentiment we want on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my mat down. So your inside mat needs to be 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to cut a white piece to go in. And my white piece needs to be 4 3/4. No, that's not right. 3 3/4. I was right to start with. 3 3/4 by 5. And this is where we'll put a message, whether it's a happy birthday or whatever. And we can put this right here. And then this can go inside like this. And isn't that just a precious card? I love the way it turned out. I hope that you did. And I want to thank Susan Campfield for me seeing this. I was actually just scrolling through YouTube, and I stumbled on this on her channel, and I just saw, and she did one in all of the in colors, which I thought was absolutely precious. And I had to do my take on it, and I did a couple little things a little bit different. I changed my sentiment. I did the little wing different. I made the eyes closed rather than the dot eyes, and I didn't see the inside of her, so I don't have a clue what she put on the inside. But I love it. I think it turned out really good. You could also go back with some of that Tahitian Tide, and if you wanted to, you could spot color. Let's see what it would look like if we did that. Even though I'm done, you know, y'all know me, I'm never really truly fully done. So I'm going to open up this ink pad, and I'm going to tap. I'm going to tap that off just a little bit. I don't want that big gob of ink. And I'm just going to put a little circle of blue up on these corners. And a little bit down here, just to give it a little more definition with that color. Oh, I love that. I think I might even bring a little blue around the bottom of that. Not a lot, just enough to knock the white back a tiny bit. What do y'all think? I love that. I love brushing a little bit of ink on my embossed folders. I think it brings everything to life. So y'all have to let me know what you think of this cute, cute, cute little card. If this is something that you would like to make, and if you're interested in picking up this bundle, the Sweet Songbirds, I think it's absolutely adorable. And the punch makes it so easy to make that. Now you can stamp it as well. So I could have stamped my bird and then punched it, or I could just use the color cardstock and punch it like I did. Can't wait to play with that little nest up on the tree limb. That's going to be cute too. And we can put a couple little birdies in there. I think it'd be adorable. So anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. God bless and keep you. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is worthy. Until we craft again, God bless and keep you. Bye-bye.